Hey there. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. So glad to have you here. So, if you missed it, I just went live and talked for 5 minutes with no audio. So, that's fun. If you, hopefully, this is the first time you are here and you're not seeing the old one. So, welcome. My name is Tiffany Huckelman. I'm the founder of Lone Orange. And at Lone Orange, we help overwhelmed solopreneurs grow their businesses beyond themselves so that they have fewer headaches and more profit, and they can grow that business by building a strong foundation on which to grow. And I could talk all day about that, but we're not going to. I want to welcome you here to this live. So, this is a momentous occasion. This is a historic event. I am going live on my Facebook page, on my LinkedIn profile, and on my YouTube channel all at the same time. I've never done this before. I'm trying out StreamYard. Some of you may be familiar with StreamYard. I have been resistant to using something like this for a long time, but I've got a coach who is really encouraging me to do this, and it's kind of fun to be able to go live in 3 places at once, right? So here we are, and I'm super excited to be here, and thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you're here watching live, make sure you drop something in the comments to say hi. And if you are watching on replay, make sure you type replay so that I know that you watched and I can come back and say hi. I don't honestly know, since I'm using this. I'm not sure how I will see chats, if I will see chats. But if you type something in the chat on any of the platforms that you're watching this on, I will be sure to come back and say hello. And of course, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer those as well. So I want to talk about something very near and dear to my heart, and that is how I met my husband and how branding made a big difference in that. So I was sitting at dinner with a friend of mine, and I turned to him and said, I'm done. I am done with the online dating thing. Like, this has been ridiculous. I've been on so many different sites for what seemed like forever. It was years that I was doing the online dating thing, and I had met kind of the stereotypical what you think of when you think of, or what you used to think of anyway, when you think of online dating. I met the crazies, I met the weirdos, I met the liars. I just did not have a great time. I did meet a couple of good guys, but not the right fit for me. So I was done. And so I was telling my friend over dinner, I was just done. And he was encouraging me to try one more site. He wanted me to get on match.com. So here's the thing. My faith is very important to me. So I had been on all faith-based sites, and which are great. But that's where I was meeting all these crazy people. And what happened is that I was making some assumptions. We all know what that does. But I was making some assumptions that there was kind of a baseline of what we had in common. And so my profile didn't really talk about my faith too much. Like, it wasn't talking about why that was so important to me. I was just assuming that by being on these faith-based sites that we had a commonality. So I decided to take up my friend's challenge and I joined Match.com. But here's what I did differently. Because faith was no longer the baseline, I actually took some time and did a lot of kind of introspection and soul seeking to figure out exactly what it was, who I was, first of all, what my values were, what I valued most in a relationship and a partner, what my personality was, what was really important to me, and what was going to be the best fit for me. Like, really, what did I want to attract? If I was attracting all these crazies with what I had put out there in my profile, then what did I really want to attract that I wasn't attracting? So I really spent some time with that and completely rewrote my profile and put it up there on Match.com. And lo and behold, I actually got some pretty good hits. I was very skeptical. I'll be honest, very skeptical. I set my bar a lot higher. I made my standards of even who I would reply to much stricter. But I actually met some really great men on that site because I was attracting the right kind of people. It wasn't necessarily because it was a faith-based site or not. I believe that it was 100% because of what I wrote and that I was attracting the right kind of people. I was attracting the right fits. I was very specific about who I wanted to be with, who I wanted to be in a relationship with, the type of person that I was, the type of person that I was looking for, and so I attracted much better possibilities. Hmm, interesting. So, I think the exact same thing goes for our businesses. If you are putting out a vague message or you're making some assumptions about your ideal client that you're trying to attract, or your message just isn't clear enough. You're not even clear on who you are as a business, which I see oh so frequently, especially for solopreneurs, because solopreneurs, our business is so tied up in just who we are. It's one thing to create an entity that is completely outside of us, create our culture, um, create our culture, create our kind of our values and our personality and what we want this brand identity for our company if it's completely outside of us because there's a lot of other people or we're bringing other people into it. But when we're solopreneurs, it is a very personal business. And even if we're growing it to be larger than us, it's still very personal right now while we are solopreneurs. So it's very hard for us to see our own and define our own brand identity for our businesses and define our culture for our businesses. And so, just like online dating, right? So, if we're putting out a message that isn't clear, that is kind of vague, that maybe is wishy washy or just not specific enough, you're going to attract some good fits and some not so great fits. And I have done plenty of that. I've had plenty of not so great fits, and I've learned from every single one of them what I was really looking for so that I could be a lot clearer in my messaging. So when we take the time to really get clear on who we are as a business, what our company personality is, what our values are, who it is that we're trying to attract, who it is that we best help, that it's going to love us because we're going to help them so much, that we love working with those. If we get When we take the time to really get clear on that, then our messaging is so much clearer, and you're going to attract, I guarantee it, you're going to attract better prospects. You're going to attract better fits for you and for your business. Just like online dating, it is uncanny how similar the same things are. Online dating is essentially marketing just for yourself. And again, feels very personal. So we've got to spend the time, whether you're online dating, this isn't dating advice, but if you're online dating or if you're running a business and trying to grow, you've got to take the time to get clear on who you are first, and then get clear on who it is that you're trying to attract, and then make sure your messaging, both visual and verbal, is conveying that message. Now, that may sound completely daunting and overwhelming and like, Tiffany, what the heck? How do I do that? Well, that is one of the things that we cover. It's the very first thing we cover actually in the Scale Your Brand method. And because we are growing our businesses and we want to get to that end game, but if we don't have the foundation of having a strong brand first, that end game is not going to come very easily. I promise you. So getting clear on that branding so that you're attracting the right clients, so that you're attracting the right team members, so that then you can grow the business with systems and a strong client journey. That's what the Scale Your Brand method does. We start off with the brand identity. So if you need to get clear on your brand identity, if you need to spend the time getting clear on that brand identity, make sure you join the Scale Your Brand method, or the Scale Your Brand Mastermind, when it opens up. It'll be opening up in several weeks. But it's coming, and it will be coming. So if you're interested, make sure you put that in the comments below. I'll make sure you get on the wait list so that you are the first to know, and that when it opens up. And also make sure that you get into the Scale Your Brand, or excuse me, the Solo Collaborative community. That is the free Facebook community. I put the link there on the bottom of the screen. That is the free Facebook community. that is meant specifically for solopreneurs. And we're doing a lot of great stuff in there as far as connecting with each other and sharing our wisdom with each other. But that's also where we'll be talking a little bit about the Scale Your Brand Mastermind when it opens. So make sure you get in there so that you can spend the time getting really clear on your brand. I take you through step by step all the parts that you need to have to get that brand identity clear so that you can grow. I've had clients who come to me saying, "Tiffany, I just need your help with, let's say, systems or hiring the right virtual assistant or that sort of thing." That's all great. But what we have to do is rewind a little bit and make sure that that brand identity is clear, because otherwise you're going to attract the wrong people. You're going to attract the wrong clients. You're going to attract the wrong team members. I guarantee it. So come spend the time with me. Let's get your brand identity clear, and we're going to do this together. All right, my friends. So come join the Solar Collaborative community. Let me know if you're interested in the Scale Your Brand Mastermind when it opens, and I'll get you on the wait list. I'm sure there will probably be some bonuses to wait list folks who join or who get on the wait list so that they get the first notification, and there'll probably be some bonuses there. So, all right, my friends, that's all I've got for you today. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been entertaining to hear how branding has really helped me find my husband, which I think is kind of funny because I wasn't into branding back then. But it's, I mean, it's uncanny to me how closely related these are. So again, thanks for watching. I will look forward to seeing you in the Solar Collaborative community, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.